there's a fine line between lazy and busy, and this perfectly illustrates. I got a comment through the site from somebody, and it kind of just, it made me laugh. I don't want to say it offended me, because it didn't offend me, but it was just like, really? Come on. So I guess I was offended in the sense of, I mean, I realize you value your time, but I also value my time. And there's a reason why I've done certain things so that we can both try to, make the best use of our time. And then you see stuff like this, and it's like, I mean, come on, really? Really? But then it got me thinking, it's just like, that would be a good talking point, because there is that fine line out there between, are you just a flat out lazy bum? Are you just flat out lazy to the point of you just you have a sense of entitlement coming with you? Or are you actually busy? And some, little things like this, I think may be a good little barometer of where you stand, because I think I can make a pretty good argument for the case of, if you're like in agreement with this person, then I mean, I would think, I don't know if you're quite busy. I think you might just be a little lazy, a little entitled, and that's not the right attitude to have, right? To be lazy, I realize I'm speaking to the choir, that goes without saying. But it's one of those things where, because it's always smart, and I'm always trying to do it, I'm not perfect at it, but always kind of just question yourself, are you sure you're approaching whatever situation you are in the right way? Or in other words, the way you are approaching a situation, kind of looking at it and saying, does this really reflect, does this really reveal anything that I could be improving on as a person? Like I said, this is not necessarily towards trading, but really just anything in life. And that's kind of one of those situations. So let's kind of look at how this person approached this situation. And then I think there's some good learning lessons that we need to at least be aware of. So this person says, okay, and this is how much a month? And what does it include? Sorry, I would look into it myself, but I'm very busy. So in other words, I need to just like copy and paste everything to this person, because I mean, earlier I made the comment, I try to structure things where we can both be time efficient, meaning if you want to know what something costs or what, you're getting with one of the packages that I offer, well, I mean, that's why I have the page with all the details on it, so that you can go and read and answer that question. But when they're just like, can you just tell me, and all this stuff, you see the problem, right? It's like, well, I will link you to those things, but I'm not exactly sure what you're looking for right now, because, really, if you're too busy to click on a link and go and look at something, or just click on a link on the website itself and then read through something, what difference is it if I just copy and paste a big block of text and tell you that? Because wouldn't you be too busy for that? So do you see what I mean? It doesn't quite make sense. And that's why I would argue that this person is just very, lazy. They're very entitled. And that's not how you want to approach anything in life. To say, hey, what is this? What is that? I would look for myself, but I'm too busy. No, I don't think you're too busy. I just think that you don't want to make a small effort. Now, I would understand if the process of locating this information was very, very time consuming. That's a whole nother discussion. But here it's not time consuming at all. You click on a link and you just start reading, just like you would have to read if I replied back to this person, if I copied and pasted a big, chunk of text. So be very careful. Make sure that you're not confusing within your own life, and I'm talking to myself too right now, so this is not like me lecturing anybody, but be very sure that you're not mixing the lines of being lazy and being busy, because I see it a little too often where people proclaim, well, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to improve myself. I don't have enough time to learn how to trade. And then you just sit there and they keep going back and forth with you. And it's like, do you realize that you trolling me right now totally disproves your whole thing about, I don't have enough time, I'm really busy? I guess theoretically, yes, you are busy trolling me or disagreeing or, being a keyboard warrior to somebody else, or I don't know, you're really busy watching Netflix. Is that really busy? I don't know. So you got to just always be aware of stuff like this, because it's weird how it can kind of pop its, head up. And again, I'm not saying any of this in a judgmental way. I need to always be aware of that. And that's why I want to do this video, because talking out loud, it always brings those things to the forefront of my mind. But again, lazy or busy, what is it actually for you? First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.